on 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and off we go. Okay, let's start off at the house as per usual. Quake. Alright. Peaches is best for a one-cat household. It seems... I mean, here's the thing, is once she got used to Marley, it was okay, but Marley never forgave her for all the yelling when she first moved in. I think Peaches could handle another cat easily enough. Oh, full magic. Give. Okay, well, the Tier 1 tree pull, not very good. The guards, however, are dropping magic, which is good. Uncle gives 20 bucks. There's a fly in my room. 10 arrows. I know what guards have. Okay, map over here. My prediction appears to be like it's gonna come true, maybe? That is that I will have to double-dip Kakariko. And, yeah, the reason for that would be... the main reason for that would be if I didn't have a bottle to deal with Sick Kid. In fact, that's the only reason. And, no bottle yet. Oh wow, Sanctuary Heart. Really close to Sanctuary. So, okay, the bosses in the game each drop a heart container, but it doesn't fill your health up, it just gives you an extra, pip on your health bar. Except, the heart that you get for finishing the Sanctuary does fill your health up, because there's no boss at the end of it, so they were like, let's put a special one in there. $5. Ah. Alright, bush crab. I can use the money. See what's going on over here. 300 bucks. Alright, I officially don't need to worry about that. Boom! I need those. Sir? Alright, fine. Heart piece? Why am I bothering with this? Whatever. It's early, a heart piece is probably fine to pick up. Alright, armed with this bomb, I will also... 20 bucks, okay. I'll also grab the safety bomb from the Bonk Rocks by the Fortune Teller's Hut. That'll give me 2. One for Blind's Hut, one for the well. I'll need to hopefully find another one before I go to the Chicken Lady. Which, if you're a Canadian of a certain age, may remind you of the kids in the hall. Her house is just full of chickens. It's the ALTTP nomenclature for her. Ooh, Power Glove. Hook Shot. Heart Piece. And Sword. Wow. Okay, this is a very good basement. And 20 bucks. Which is good because 20 bucks gives me the ability to go visit the bottle vendor. And probably get ripped off, that's what usually happens, but we'll see. Why did I think I'd be able to grapple to that pot? Whatever. Look, more bombs. Okay, we're set. More bombs! We're set! Heart piece. $100. $1. Well. Every denomination of rupee that starts with a 1. And we just gave him 80 rupees for nothing. Thanks a lot, buddy. I was unable to pick up a chicken. And heart piece. Not heart piece, full heart container. There's a difference. That's worth about 4 heart pieces. If this is a bottle, it's not as half magic. It's half magic. I love that. But yeah, no bottle. Can't talk to the sick kid. We are double dipping Kakariko. Didn't mean to jump down. Okay. And, ooh, blue mail. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I blue. Gives me a nice purple coat. And we have swords, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm blue dubba dee dubba die. Oh, look, a bottle! Okay, we'll take that and we'll go back to the sick kid. I don't know, I suppose technically this might... No, you know what? The music here changed. This isn't Kakariko, this is a suburb. This is a suburb of Kakariko, even though I'm sure the city funds the library. Regular B. $5. Alright. Thanks, sick kid. Well, I mean, we have bombs, we have hook shot. We have power glove. We have another bomb. Oh, we can check stun prize. Ow. It's health. Which I'll need if I keep running into arrows. My god. I'll be able to do the, there's a skip you can do here. Not really a skip. If I slam on the hook shot as I push this block, I can open the chest and walk through. And get both of these things with just one trip into the dam. I thought before that this was a trick of timing, but it turns out no, you just mash the second you start moving that block. It's no trick at all. $20. Alright. We're gonna run this way. I do not have the ability to get into the dungeon over there. Hey, what dungeons do I need? All of these. Interesting. Fairy. What the? It's a weird pack for those guys. Heart piece. Bombs. 10 arrows. 1 arrow. And a shield. Alright. Not exactly the most eventful cave. The heart piece is useful, I suppose. Round off that heart container I was building. God, I feel like I should make like a joke about the song of the evening is Cruel Summer by Bananarama. $20. Because, boy, she's warm. And also, it's a catchy song. I wonder if Bananarama still exists. Probably not, but you never know. They may have broken up and reformed. It was the 80s. Maybe they're all dead by now. I don't know. I don't have Flippers or Moon Pearl, so I'm not going to go under the bridge for the time being. I also don't have enough money to go to Zora. I can't get whatever's on the ledge. Oh, the mirror! That's huge. Let's find out what we get from this well. Red potion. Okay. I do like that. If I stay in the water and don't step on the land, in theory I'll keep my water walking. And bug net. Alright. Zora's domain may be considered dead for the time being. Now I'll visit the guy under the bridge. Okay, what do you got for me, buddy? 300 bucks. All right. Okay. That's the pixel I want. You know what I should be doing? I should be going into the back of Escape. I have the glove. I can lift that rock that sits in front of the thing. But we're going to go here first. Sahasrah's got 3 items, and I'm in the neighborhood. Also, since I have the hook shot, I can do the speed glitch very, very easily. Hey, where's Green Pendant, old man? Skull Woods. Interesting. Fire Shield, Moon Pearl, Magic Powder. Okay. Okay, alright. No stressing yet. I'm like, with the Moon Pearl, maybe they want me to go kill Aghanim and then get sent to the Dark World that way. Moon Pearl plus Mirror means, like, Hyrule Castle as my entry point for the Dark World is totally in the cards. But I don't want to consider that as the actual progression point without actually doing other things first. So we'll go here, we'll get this. Also, armed with the glove, I do have the ability to go up Death Mountain. Blue cane, small key, fairy. Alright. Okay, so we've found 2 items from this dungeon. So there's 4 more in the castle. I don't want to do... Well, I suppose I probably could have done the... I could have done that area in the dark, but whatever. It's fine. We're going to go pester Regina and see what he's got in his closet. If he's got the hammer, then that's great. If he doesn't, then, you know, whatever. Hammer would give me Dark World access. A lamp would be useful. We'll also check and see what's on the desert ledge. Desert ledge has ether. Might be required. We just don't know yet. I really need to practice the dash lines in the desert. Going from the left side over to the right side, you very often run into either cow skeletons or cactus. Oh, look at that! That's a big deal. Okay. Gosh. Okay, finding the flute. I found the flute. So, I'm going to take that, going to activate it, and that is going to get me up Death Mountain in logic. Like, I was going to sequence break before by just doing this in the dark, but using the flute, I can just go right up. I can also have a drink while we play the national anthem. I just realized, it seems a little strange now that in Ocarina of Time, none of the songs really resemble this. That feels like, maybe not an oversight, but something that I would have done. Nice callback. So, I mean, let's be real. The entire Zelda franchise is callbacks. Like, every single piece of lore that they've picked up, basically in the last, like, up until, like, the last 2 games. Because I don't think Rauru... No, wait, no, even Rauru is a thing. Yeah, no. Every piece of lore, every name, every location is just the name of a town in Zelda 1. Like, there's a town in Zelda 1 randomly just called Gerudo. And that went from just being, hey, that's the name of this town, 10 arrows, to, that's the name of these people, and Ganon is their king. Ah! Like, even Rauru, I'm pretty sure, is one of the sages from Ocarina of Time. A fire rod! Oh my god! I definitely need that. And a bow, I definitely need that. Jesus Christ, all the progress is here. Yeah, no, Zelda is a messy... Here's the thing, so I know people have tried to assemble everything into one timeline to try to explain how all the games fit together. You don't need to do that. They don't need to fit together. The fact that you need to do a whole lot of work to make it even happen tells me that it's maybe not supposed to, and if it doesn't, it's not a big deal. I think this is right, and if not, then I'll go around the long way. Good news, it was right. Okay. And yeah, there's at least 2 timelines, because Ocarina of Time is literally a Link is screwing with the timeline. So that game alone has 2 timelines in it. Fire Rod. Okay. So this is interesting. Alright, let's do Tower of Hera. Big key! We like to see that. It means I might not need to do the basement. $20. Okay, that's one of 2 items. Moldorm? You need to go away. Okay. Fairy get, jump into the portal, jump into the hole, hook across the thing. Small key. We don't like to see that small key. Bet you'll have to have more bombs. Oh, actually good. Bloomerang! Okay. We have all of the items from this dungeon. Tower of Hera only has 2? Yeah, we don't have the map or the compass, so one of those is in the basement, and the other one is on the boss here. Who will be... We'll be fighting him vanilla style, because I have just the fighter's sword. No! There we go. Okay. Didn't get bonked too bad. Compass. And give me that crystal. My brain wanted to reference Heisenberg there, but it didn't happen. You know what? I don't care enough about the hint tile in there. Off we go. We're now going to explore the right side of Death Mountain by jumping down here and hooking across the bridge. Okay, we'll be exploring Paradox Cave by jumping up to the next floor through this hole. Ow. 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Alright. We officially have money for Zora right now. Will I do that? I don't know. Possibly. Bombs. Heart piece. Okay, Titan's Mitt. Full heart container in the cape. Alright, well, fighting Aghanim is officially dead. We're gonna go do Spiral Cave. And also, we're gonna see what's on the floating island. God damn, I got bullied a little bit, but I got all my health back. Which is nice. Ow. Fella? Okay, just a heart piece. I don't need to worry about that. Let's do Spiral Cave. So named because it's a reference to everybody's favorite six-armed Marvel lady. Bombs, okay. We'll be exploring the Dark World next. God, so yeah, there is a character in Marvel. She works for Mojo. Her name is Spiral. Fantastic design. Big fur boots. Great. She's got 6 arms. She works for Mojo. And here's the thing, is she's a kind of a minor character. It's just the fact that her like visual design is so striking that she kind of became a little bit of a fan favorite. To the point where in, I want to say it was Marvel vs. It was either, there's an X-Men fighting game and there's also the Marvel vs. Capcom fighting game where they like Marvel characters fighting Capcom characters, obviously. Full heart container, 300 bucks. And she made it into at least one of those, which felt very odd because she is, like I said, a minor character. So somebody else clearly also shared the idea that she's like, you know, a hot design and had to put her in. What's the... Quake. Alright, well I have that. She was fan service. Yes, she was 100% fan service. Skull Woods, Ice Palace, Turtle Rock. Wow, I don't need Turtle Rock. That feels weird. Okay, heart container. Bombs. Get out of there. 20 bucks. And, okay. I don't remember what was on the floating island. I think it was something I didn't need to worry about, but I'm gonna go grab it just in case. No, you know what? I'm gonna check first. What are ya? Heart piece. Alright, yeah, I definitely don't need that. Let's get out of here. Titan's mitts. Alright. Let's find out what the requirement is for this dungeon. This needs doing, as does, I didn't even see it. It is Ether, which I don't have, but which I did see. Bombs. And 20 bucks. Okay. We'll be checking out Checkerboard Cave as well. Roll on down here. What do we got? 20 bucks. All right, we don't need that. Okay, so we can't get in there yet, but that's fine. We'll be able to get in there once I grab this, I believe. Yeah. The requirement to get into Misery Mire is right there on Desert Ledge. That's so weird. I'm gonna do Desert Palace first, because I have trash for weapons. If I was to fight Vitreous with what I've got right now, I don't even know for sure that the Fighter Sword can hurt Vitreous. 50 bucks. Yay! Why am I grabbing it? Bombs is above the pose. Okay, we officially don't need to do Graveyard Ledge. Alright, this is going to be a small key. Never mind, this is going to be a big key. Which means the big chest is going to be a small key. Maybe? God, actually, it would be the weirdest thing if they gave the boss a small key. No, they couldn't do that. You could soft lock. Small key, right? Yeah. If the boss had the small key, you could use the one small key that you get in here to go towards the boss, and you'd never, or yeah, basically you could have a door that you'd never be able to open, which would prevent you from continuing the seed. That can't possibly happen. The randomizer checks for that. Lamp. Okay. I don't mind finding a lamp. I'm going to grab this chest even though I know it's going to be nothing. Alright, we're armed with the big key, we're armed with a lamp. We have almost all of our fire sources. We're just missing Bombos, which doesn't light anything other than killing enemies. Although, I will now say, the fact that I've done this and not found a weapon means I am going to be doing Misery Mire with just the Fighter's Sword. So that's going to be interesting. Obviously I have other equipment other than just the Fighter's Sword. We also have bombs and arrows. Bombs and arrows can be used to fight Vitreous. Okay. One cycle. Well, dang. I don't usually get that on the one cycle. I wonder. I think I will save Vitreous for later. Misery Mire only has 2 items in it, so I feel fine about this. I don't have Hammer, so there's no sense going over to Eastern Palace. Let's go... Let's see, there's a bunch of stuff in the back of the, in Kakariko here in the Dark World. So we're gonna do that. Village of Outcasts, here we come. Here's the one problem with Skull Woods right now, is Skull Woods only has 2 items in it, but the moth drops the green pendant. Flippers! Huge! Okay. Moth drops green pendant, which means, technically, that dungeon is worth 3 items now. Why did I think I could grapple to that? $300. Alright. No bombs. Okay. That's fine. Red cane. Huge. We love it. Yeah, you know what? This dungeon's fine to do. See, the boss in this dungeon doesn't so much require a bunch of damage as he does just getting hit sometimes. Full heart container from that. 4 items total in this dungeon, so that's one of them. Arrows, that's a second one. God, thinking about X-Men has made my brain ask me a question now. The Jubilee has been very prominent in X-Men 97, the continuation of the animated series. There's our big key. And I mean, that makes sense. She was also a big deal in the original series, too. Small key. Alright. And I know a little bit about what happened to her in the comics, and so now I'm wondering, is she still a vampire? Yes, Jubilee from the X-Men in the comics was at one point turned into a vampire. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, I mean, if you got these costumes that are canon, you know, people are gonna have fun with that. Ow. Yeah, no. God, what was I thinking coming in here? I don't have the hammer. You need the hammer to get access to one of the chests. Maybe I won't need it. Maybe I'll get lucky. But yeah, there was an event that happened called House of M where, where Wanda Maximoff, like, just used her bizarre reality warping powers to, just make it so that a bunch of mutants lost their powers. And one of them was Jubilee. So in order to still be useful, the writers decided to turn her into a vampire. Which, alright, sure. They exist in Marvel. Storm almost married Dracula. And like, you know, in a world where, like, yeah, there's magic, there's mutants with weird healing factors, recovering from vampires is something that I could easily see happening. You know, maybe she got maybe she drank Wolverine's blood, I don't know. Would that fix vampire? I don't know. Maybe. I can open the door over there, but I can't get the chest because I don't have the hammer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hope that I don't get the compass from the boss. Ow. Hey, Stalfos. Give me a heart. Go from there, and now I have full health. Okay, so we're armed with the fighter's sword here. Excuse me? I haven't seen him do that before. Wow, weird. Heart piece, yay! The basement is dead to us. Oh man. Yeah, I had the comic from back in the day, where I don't remember exactly what's going on in the background for the story. Scott is hanging out with his brother, and his father's there too, so they're off doing their own thing. Hey, I'm gonna... No, you know, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna go rescue the blacksmith first. We're gonna go do the dig game first. I'm gonna lose my Dark World portal doing this, but it's a thing I need to do. Yeah, so Scott, you know, Cyclops and Havoc were off doing their own thing. Their father was there, Polaris was there, yada yada yada. You know, Summer's family, doing their thing. And in the meantime, Storm and Kitty and Colossus and Wolverine and Nightcrawler all were visiting a friend of... Oh, Mirror Shield. Wow, Jesus Christ. They were all visiting a friend of, I believe, Kitty's in New York? And while they were in New York, Dracula appeared in Storm's window and, like, seduced her? And so she, like, got, you know, like, half vampire bit, you know, the whole, like, you know, ghoul situation type thing. And she was gonna be, like, Dracula's bride and whatnot. And the other X-Men were like, no, that's not happening. And she was like, but I like Dracula. And then he started fighting all the X-Men, and she wound up being like, if it's a choice between you and my friends, sorry, Dracula, I'm gonna fight you. They actually tempered my sword. They actually had a sword upgrade. Oh my god, that doesn't happen. I'll grab the box, sure. But yeah, they also established, like, one of the things that vampire logic usually follows is that somebody just holding up a crucifix doesn't usually do anything. It's if they have, like, a sincere belief that it does something. And I've probably talked about this before. $20. So, like, Wolverine's like, yeah, I've seen the movies. Pops his claws out, crosses them, and Dracula's like, what do I care about that? Just, like, smacks him, you know, backhand, off he goes. Nightcrawler pops up with 2 sticks and does the most damage anybody's done the entire fight to him. Nightcrawler is a full-on priest. Oh, man. 10 arrows! Hooray! Okay. I believe I said Ice Palace was not worth doing. Okay, well, we're gonna re-enter the Dark World over here, and I'm gonna do north, the north side of this place. Also, we have 1 red crystal. Do I have access to the other red crystal? I do! I can actually easily get that other red crystal. Maybe that should be a priority. After I do this. Yeah, very fun comic. It's entertaining, you know? I think I got this before the X-Men animated series was even on the air, so, like... Even if I had been watching it at that point, I would have been like, I don't know who any of these characters are in the comic. Where's Gambit? I do not care about that heart piece. Like the team from the animated series. I don't know how small of a window there was for them to actually exist in the comics, but it can't have been that big. I know one of the story arcs that they did. More bombs, yay. I knew this was bombs. Only, oh my god, I checked the hint tile. It said bombs is above the pose. Whatever. And I certainly didn't need to use the mirror to get in here. Alright. It's fine. $1. This dead king must have invested all of his money back into the kingdom. A good ruler, funding, social programs. We're gonna go ahead and jump over here, and I'm gonna go check what Catfish has. And from Catfish, we will mirror into Zora's domain. Yeah. God, I saw an article earlier talking about, they were like, oh, surprising recast of an X-Men character after 15 years. They were talking about how, bombs. Okay. They recently recast, the actress who's playing Emma Frost in the upcoming X-Men project that they're working on. It's Hugo Weaving's niece, which, she looks good for the part. I can get behind that, sure. I don't need a bug net, so I'm just gonna go to Zora. But I'm just like, why would they consider this surprising? Like, it's been 15 years since the previous movie with Emma Frost even came out. January Jones is almost 50. No. Alright, you know what? I will grab the bug net, because I'm going out this way. I need to maintain my Dark World portal, I just realized, so I may as well grab this. Yeah. So, like, Emma Frost is supposed to be this, like, I don't know, I want to say late 20s, early 30s, kind of bombshell, you know, basically she's the psychic hottie. And so obviously they're not going to have somebody playing her who's 50. Like, not that I haven't seen January Jones often, she's probably still super hot, but like, it's Hollywood, you know? It would have been surprising if they didn't recast the character. And like, obviously she's going to be in the movie. Because she's super popular again. Because, if it's a new story, then it isn't so surprising it's recast. And like, here's the thing, it might, I'm pretty sure gonna have, Patrick Stewart and, Ian McKellen come back to reprise their roles as Xavier and Magneto, if for nothing else than, you know, a little continuity there. $5, don't need that. But, like, they'll play an older version of themselves and then it'll flash back, I'm sure. Just like they did with Days of Future Past and First Class. Just Days of Future Past. Yeah, like they really do own those characters at this point, even though they're not. It's weird. It's weird to think like Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart. Yeah, they are like they nailed those two characters, and they will forever be associated with them. But those two characters aren't their defining characters. When you think about Patrick Stewart, the first person that comes to mind is going to be Jean-Luc Picard. When you think about Ian McKellen, first character that comes to mind, Gandalf. Like, don't get me wrong, X-Men were fun. Those were fun movies. Lord of the Rings is some of the best movies ever made. Like, they top the lists all... not top, but they're like in the top 10 a lot of the time, you know? Good reason for that. They're super well shot. Anyway, with Marvel Rivals out, Emma Frost is going to be in the thing, and they were not going to have a 50-year-old January Jones playing her. Big key, alright. Like, I'm sorry, that's just not how Hollywood works. Like, they had 50-year-old Marissa Tomei, I think it was Marissa Tomei, playing Aunt May in the Spider-Man movies with the what's his name, the kid guy, Tom Holland, Thomas Belgium, of course. Yeah, no, Tom Holland. Goddamn. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go all the way around and get whatever's in the chest. Piece of Heart is in Palace of Darkness. Good to know, I guess. There's 5 items in that dungeon. Bombs. Okay. And I was like, I don't know if I can take Aunt May seriously when she's like a supermodel. Like, I saw people being like, why should Aunt May have to be super old? And I'm like, have you seen a Spider-Man comic? She's a fossil! That's the point! She's the unassuming Aunt May. She's like... she's frail, she's weak. Like, one of the whole reasons why Peter doesn't want to tell her that he's Spider-Man is because he thinks it might give her a heart attack. Speaking of hearts, there's a heart piece. Alright, off we go to the boss. As we are mastering segues over here today. Excuse you. Like, I think about, like, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. I don't have the nostalgia goggles for them that a bunch of other people do. I don't even know that I've necessarily watched the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, the first one, all the way through. Now that I think about it. But, like, they picked a great Aunt May for those. And she is, it turns out, one of those Sam Raimi actors who he put in things. Alright, 20 bucks. Well, no hammer. Oh, do I attempt this dungeon without the hammer? I think I gotta. There's 5 items in this dungeon. I know one of them is not something I'm looking for, but, you know, I'm right here. The "I'm right here" excuse didn't fly for Misery Mire because there's only 2 items in it. Pod has 5 items. Big difference. So I'm doing this. There's a small key. Which means we're going straight through. Honestly, Spider-Verse did hold Aunt May the right way. She's still old, but she's like a cougar. And possibly had a relationship with Dr. Octopus. Actually, fun fact, Aunt May having a relationship with Dr. Octopus is actually canon in the comics as well. They almost got married. There's our big key. Alright. I love when Cougar Aunt May and Dr. Octopus is lesbians. Exactly! It's such a good bit, and it was so subtly hinted at that you needed to actually be paying attention to pick up on it. Bottle is in the sewers. I know that now. Arrows. I could use those. For this room. Oh, that's a heart. Never mind. I was like, will this be my bombs? Or the rest of my arrows back? No, it will not. Compass. Miserable. Okay, what's over here? Small key. Alright, we have to mirror back to the front door, and then we'll run through this way. Good news is we can get into the back. Are you arrows? No, you're bombs. Oh, I'm crunchy. I don't know if my elbow picked up on the mic, but that's what that was. It sure did. Good to know. So if there's one thing I'm known for, it is loud cracks. Heart piece out of there. Now, I know we were talking about it at work the other day, and I was just like, yeah, I can crack my elbows. I used to be able to crack my toes? My wrist, I can do, like, endless cracks out of that one. This is going to be a small key. Yep. I used to be able to crack my hip, too. But I lost that with some flexibility. Give me those. $50. Knuckles, toes, back, almost neck involuntarily, and then knees and ankles do it on their own. Ouch. $20. Yeah. My neck I can do intentionally. And bombs. Alright. That is everything we can get out of this dungeon until we find ourselves a hammer. Which means now we are flying. Oh my god. I'm saving and quitting. I have the worst idea. Just the worst idea. I'm not going to do it. I don't know that I could have even if I wanted to. But, terrible notion. Okay, I have both red crystals, so I have access to the big red bomb. It's possible, extremely unlikely, but possible, that it wants me to buy the bomb and then walk around the Dark World the long way. Because I don't have the hammer yet. Now, I don't think it would do that to me. That would be miserable. But also, that's the sort of thing somebody would put in a Randomizer. Which is... the name of the room is, of course, Tasty Plando. Are you a hammer? You're a red boomerang. Okay. I will step out and I will appraise my options once again. I got all of these. So it's just Dark World stuff. Let's check the rest of Hyrule Castle, I guess? I didn't check Stumpy. You know what? We'll do Hyrule Castle and then Stumpy. I'll be able to get through here pretty quickly. I've got the Master Sword. I've got things. I only need to check the first, you know, the chests on the way up to Zelda's cell. Armed with boots, that won't take long at all. 10 arrows. Alright. I've lost track of how many items I picked up in here already, so, if I, like, get to a point where I don't need to pick up any more items, oops. I didn't need that. Heart container, alright. You know what, I already have the map. I have all the small keys. Yeah, the last chest has to be an item. So we'll find out what it is. I don't have the ability to get into Swamp Palace, technically. Excuse you. Heart container, or heart piece rather. Alright. Nothing in there. It's fine, it is what it is. God, okay. Misery Mire, we have the ability to clear you. This is gonna suck. What else can we do in the Dark World? The Swamp Palace is a dungeon I need to do. Excuse you. You're supposed to die. Okay. Let's use the vanilla medallion to unlock this dungeon. Yeah, the way that they describe the Ether Medallion in the regular game is it's like it causes a movement of air around that freezes things, and somebody gives you a hint about how to get into this dungeon that's just straight up, hey, if you had the ability to move a whole bunch of cold air, you could get into this dungeon by clearing off the rainstorm. Oh, fairy. Nice. Okay, now the good news is with Misery Mire, I can do it relatively quickly. I'm pretty good at this place. I think. I don't think I need the hammer. I know I need the hammer for things in Ice Palace. I definitely need the hammer for Swamp Palace. Although, being beset by the beasties. Fun. Though, I don't... Okay, the use of the hammer to get into the Swamp Palace is only that first area. And I can get in there with a Specky Clip. So in theory, I can do that place without the hammer just fine. Small key. Alright. We'll be taking our small key and going this way. Yeah, so in theory, the only thing stopping me from being able to properly do Swamp Palace is my lack of being able to get into the area with the thing. The book. Now that's interesting. Book gives me access to tablets, so possibly Ether or Bombos. Well, I mean, Bombos is super easy to get to. Ether a little less so. I definitely know that I can't have the hammer in Turtle Rock. You need the hammer to get into Turtle Rock. Unquestionable. Because you gotta hit those hammer pegs on top of the dungeon. There's bombs! Okay, well there's an item from this place. I didn't get the big key. Okay, we're still looking. With no hammer, I can't do my fun hammer dash over here. Ugh. Disappointing. Oh well. There's our big key, of course, which we will then take to the big key chest. I actually got that dash off just fine. Use our small key to get in here. Open this. Get another small key. Seemed likely, but you never know. And compass. Alright, last item is on the boss. Which we'll go to right now. Jump down here. God, this is going to be a miserable boss fight, but it is what it is. Grab this full magic, because I'm gonna... I don't even know if magic is useful for this guy. I guess I could put on the cape and then do spin attacks. Like, that's an option, I guess. Not a great option, but it is one. Ugh. Do I need to hit this? Yeah, I do. Okay. I figured I did, but, I don't know, I doubted myself for a second. What? Grab that health. God, I know I mentioned I was watching X-Men 97 recently, and it is good. It is good. They're doing some very good things there. I don't know, some of the voice actors that didn't come back, I feel I miss. I understand some of them are dead. Hard to get those guys back, obviously. Oh! But, like, some of the voice actors, like, even, like, they... Okay, so obviously, Sabretooth they recast. Because Iron Buffalo he's dead, so that had to happen. No! I have a fairy. I'm okay. I got to pay attention. But I'm pretty sure John Stalker is still alive. So they didn't need to recast him. And so when Graydon Creed showed up, and he had a new voice actor, I'm just like, excuse me? What's going on? Oh. I guess I got all the items out of there. I don't even remember what the first one was. Oh well. Right, book and bombs, I think. Okay, alright, it's fine. We're only a little forgetful today. It is what it is. What I'm going to do now... Snacrifice. Makes sense. Give those cats some food, and they will hopefully stafoo. I'm going to grab blue potion. Do I have any other empty bottles? No. Okay. Alright. I'm also completely out of bombs now, and almost out of arrows. Which is a situation I could easily remedy, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that just yet. Okay, entering the Dark World. I didn't check... I can check Stumpy, I can check Cave 45, and those I can then lead into Bombo's tablet. Hello, Peaches. Okay, speed, glitch, engaged. Off we go. Stumpy would be good for the hammer, because technically the hammer has me stumped right now. Start with Cave 45. You don't need to be in those bushes in order to teleport in here, but for some reason I always seem to. I'll swing by for a full heart container, sure. But only since it's a full one. Bonk! Ten arrows. Well, I was almost out of arrows, I guess that works. That guy's confused. It's like, didn't I have somebody patrolling with me? You know, I am over here now. Oh, Hype Cave. Hype Cave. How did I forget Hype Cave? Yeah, I'll do this. I'll check Hype Cave. And then, honestly, from here I can do Swamp Palace. Bombs! Well, I was all out of them. And I do need one for Swamp Palace and one for Hype Cave, I think. So you know what? That wasn't a bad play. Actually, I need 2 for Hype Cave. Very required. 20 bucks. 50 bucks. An empty bottle. A heart piece. And the tempered sword. Okay. I need a second bomb. I'm going to need one for Specky Clip and one for that first area. Luckily, there is a bomb shop right here. I'm over here thinking, where am I going to get more bombs? They're not dropping anywhere. There we go. More bombs. Bombs are back up to full. And like, this is very, very sequence break right here. I am not supposed to be able to do this dungeon without the hammer. But Specky Clip. So this is actually a situation where I think I have a slight edge over Saku, because Saku doesn't know how to do the Specky Clip. It's super easy. She could learn it. She could probably luck into it. If she knows a little bit of how it's done, she might be able to pull it off. But for those of us who consider Specky Clip to be something that we just do anyway, this isn't bad. Hinta, what do you got for me? 10th enemy has the bomb. I see. There's the key. Down the stairs. See, we needed a bomb there. And we pick up the big key, which is good. We're still on just one item. Or no, we haven't picked up any items. We got the big key and we got a small key. There's 6 items in this dungeon. Let's keep them straight. We'll grab this key to steal it for the future. And then we will prepare ourselves. Specky Clip. Done. Okay. Yeah, if the options are do a pendant dungeon... Ooh! Ice Rod. If the options are do a pendant dungeon or figure out Specky Clip, Saku's going to be doing pendant dungeons. You don't want to necessarily do Ice Palace. You can't do Ice Palace without the hammer. You can start Ice Palace without it, but you can't finish it. Okay, I'm setting up my stupid sequence. Which I also need a bomb for, now that I think about it. No, Fire Snake, go away. Fire Snake. Okay. I seriously doubt that trick is actually faster. I just like to do it. Diver down is so weird. If you don't do the weird tricks anytime you can, you know, what's the point of knowing how to do them? There's Shovel. Okay. Swamp Palace is full of fetch quests. I got a mushroom and a shovel. There's the map. Okay. Armed with those, we return back to the central room and then we go fight the boss. I wonder how much of Ganon's tower is beatable without the hammer. Do I need the hammer for Ganon's tower? It depends on which side the big key's on, I suppose. If it's on the left side, then yeah, you need the hammer to get through the second room. If it's on the right side, not so much. I don't think, anyway. I don't know, why do I get the impression I'm going to be finding out how much of Ganon's tower can I do without the hammer? There's 50. There's 20. Okay, either the boss or this chest has our compass. The boss has an item. Alright, let's go beat him up and take it. And the fact that we've gotten everything else along the way means I'm not going to bother with the key on the right when I drop down into this room. Gonna jump into the water and swim right over there, avoiding those bugs. And then we do our favorite boss. We're going to shave an eyeball. For the second time today, actually, because this happened in the warm-up as well. Ow. Very clean boss fight. Heart piece. Alright. Okay, so here's the thing, is that yes, I do still have access to the Pyramid Fairy using the big bomb. But I really can't do that. So it's not on the agenda. What is on the agenda is the dig spot. I'm in the Dark World. Yeah, we're on Hammer Go mode right now, actually. So I actually will not be able to check Ganon's tower for what I can do without the hammer. Let's go visit the witch's hut to turn in the mushroom, even though I know this isn't going to be hammer. I don't know, maybe it'll be gold sword. It might be worth it. And hey, I picked up an empty bottle, so I'll also go ahead and fill that up with blue potion. Look, 20 bucks. He can keep that as a tip. Okay, God, okay, we're gonna do Ice Palace, I guess. No, you know what? Screw Ice Palace. It requires the hammer. Skull Woods. Executive decision, Skull Woods. Because Skull Woods is 3 items, and also gives me the opportunity to check the pedestal. So glad he did not get a chance to steal anything. We'll be going straight to the back of this dungeon, too. Like, if the goal is to get whatever the item might be. Then, yeah, starting at the back, you know, the boss is going to give me a green pendant, so that'll be useful. I'm also going to... You know what? I'm going to burn the thing first. I'm going to burn the thing first. That'll get it out of my way. Then I will light world and check the pedestal. If the pedestal is the hammer... Could the pedestal be the hammer? The pedestal can't be the hammer. What is it? Money. Alright. Pedestal can't be the hammer because I need the hammer to get into Turtle Rock. And I need the pendant from Turtle Rock in order to get the pedestal. Yeah, I'm gonna go get this first. I'm gonna get this first. Ow, ow, oh, wow. Took my jacket. Small key. Alright, sure. Oh, wow. Steve just forfeited. I wonder if there's some techniques that he just doesn't know how to do that, like... Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. Again, he do not stream, so I cannot say what's happening over there. Small key. Which I guess I didn't need. Alright, let's get our fire rod ready. Ow. Okay. He got smooshed by the smikes. Smikes? Spikes. Well, there's one item. It's 300 bucks. We will be checking the other chests on the way out. We'll start with the one that I can use the red cane in order to get access to easily, rather than pushing statues around. Alright, let me get that red cane handy right now. God, I'm like, Discord notification. What could that be? It's probably Wordle. 10 arrows. Alright. Skull Woods. Possibly a bust. I say possibly because it could still be a reward from the red crystal. I'm not prepared to rule that out. Is this somewhere in the light world? It is, but it's inside of a tree. Take a step to the left. Hey, tree pole! Look, it's money. Okay, I was thinking about something, I don't remember what it was now, so I'm gonna go up here. Whatever. I don't need the hyperspeed. Right, green pendant. Turn that in. Whatever, I'll get this first. No hammer means I can't do Spike Cave, at least. And... Butter Sword! Okay. Well... Certainly not what I was looking for, but I'll take it. Discord messages from a friend who's not usually up this late. I wonder what's going on over there. Alright, Sahasrahla, give me a magic hammer. Heart piece. Okay. Gotta be Ice Palace then, right? That or I just completely forgot to look at whatever was on Graveyard, not Graveyard, Pyramid Ledge. But I don't think I did that, so... It may have been money. Piece of heart requires a green pendant. Well, that would have been useful to know. A little health there. Servo just finished. He found the hammer. There's things in this way that I can't do without the hammer. There's our big key. Alright. Like, the room through here? I straight up can't go to the spot over there on the left. It is what it is. Compass. I need the fire rod next so I can kill the icy boys who come out here. Hammer! Alright, let's get out of here. Oh boy. Okay. I'd even check other stuff. If I passed up on the silver arrows in there, so be it. I don't need them, I got the butter sword. Crunch. You... Alright. Now the good news is, since we did basically everything else in this stupid dungeon, I just need to go to the end. So this will at least be a quick clear. Taco also just finished. Way to go, buddy. I'll leave those guys there. I don't care about them. Okay. You're dead. They're dead. Grab those arrows. And continue on our way. God, my friend had a cucumber salad for dinner earlier. And so I sent him a GIF using Discord's GIF keyboard function of a lady speed eating a cucumber. It was like the second option. I just wanted something to do with cucumber, and I saw she just like she just devours this thing in seconds. And he's just like, that's terrifying. And I'm like, is it bad? I kind of want sound. Exactly. Alright, 17 hits in the face, and then we go to Ganon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Alright, gold sword. Easily dealt with him. Give me whatever you have. A map. Alright. Final crystal, though. That's essential. Okay, so now we just need to mirror out of here. Flute. Up Death Mountain. And I guess we'll go over this way, I guess. Come on. Okay. Can't grapple to that rock that's right next to the guy. We will be using the Turtle Rock transporter, but not going into Turtle Rock, because why would I? But I do need the hammer for that. Okay. Bonk. 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 Okay. Turtle, you can keep your face this seed. At least until the time comes to practice for next week. In which case I'm sure I'll be doing all of the pendant dungeons I can get my hands on. There we go. Okay. We will check the right side. It is often known as Last Hope Room, because there's a chance you'll get the big key and the silver arrows all in one stop. Small key. Small key. Sure? Bonk. $5? I don't need that. While the crystals were doing their thing earlier, I did message my friend to be like, you're up late. Cool off over there at all? 20 bucks, small key. There's our big key. Alright. Ow. And 50 bucks. Okay. We have 4 small keys. So we're good to climb. Like I said, we don't need the silver arrows. Oh. Excuse you. Alright, no silver arrows means these guys take 2 shots apiece. Likewise in the next room. Fortunately, I have full arrows. Oh, jealous. My friend has AC. It's a little unit installed in his room. Which, admittedly, that might not be a bad idea. I mean, my roommate's got one apparently, so why can't I, right? Yeah, like, I don't have any issues with regulating body temperature or anything, so, like, that's not a factor for me here. Ah, fellas. Arrows. I don't need those, but I'll take them. Like, I'm just kind of uncomfortable. It's at least not life-threatening for me. I don't assume 40 is necessarily life-threatening for most people. Boy, I screwed that one up. Small magic? Small magic. Red cane for the next room. Hey! Are you serious? I don't think I've ever fallen into that room when doing a seed on the on stream. Next is a lamp room. So I gotta light these torches. Alright, I'm pretty good on magic, so I'm not gonna pick up the full magic refill there. There's another one later that I can get. Heart piece. And a map. I'm gonna ignore that key, I don't need it. I have so many keys. Ten arrows. Alright. Like, that one's the refill. There we go. Okay. Dashing Old Orm. Unconventional strategy. 20 bucks. No silver arrows for Ganon today. Dash through there. Those little guys are not an issue. Now we fight a wizard. One hit. Oh, the wizard is doing the Naruto multiform technique. Clone Jutsu. Oh, screwed that one up. There we go. There's all the hits. Pig emerge from this man. Friend was just very late with his meds tonight, and that's why he's still up. Which that doesn't happen with me. Goose is actually the term for female geese. Male geese are called ganders. I knew that. My meds do not interfere with sleep. They're for blood pressure. They don't do that. Alright, Ganon, welcome to Phase 3 already. And we will, of course, be getting the torch glitch. Your tower! You... Alright, torch glitch gut at least. Saku just finished. Dang it! That was close. And he's dead. Okay. I'm hot on Saku's trail. I'm finishing like a minute behind her. That's about normal. It's fine. Walk into the room and then hit the done button. For 4th place, you get to drink from the fire hose. God, it's been a while since I watched UHF. Yeah, Steve, of course, DNF, so just pseudoping is still going. Yeah, you know, relatively quick, despite the fact that it was hammer go mode. Leaving a comment on the seed, hammer go mode, negating any time saved by Specky Clip. Yeah. That was a decent run. I know the timer for the actual game. Your uncle likes cash. The actual timer for the game is probably going to tell me that this was like, I don't know, hour and 43. Whereas I know that the actual timer, hour and 44:14. It's all spelled out with just 1s and 4s. Yeah, so silver arrows were somewhere in Ganon's tower. I wonder where. Maybe, if I remember next week, maybe Ganon's tower will be my warm-up. You know, I almost never full clear the bottom floor. And for good reason. Why the hell would you want to, right? Peaches is walking into my room. She's licking my hand. Because I guess have a layer of salt on me. I don't know. She loves it. I've got those minerals cats crave. Daft chip. Exactly. Time found. First sword, 4 minutes. Flute, 14.5. Mirror, 10 minutes. 0 swordless boss kills, 3 fighter sword, 2 master sword, 2 temperate sword, 3 gold sword. No swordless though. 592 damage taken, 910 magic used, 41 bonks, 7 save and quits, no deaths, but 1 fairy revival. Embarrassing. I didn't do like much damage or use magic at all. I spent 2 minutes and 16 seconds in the menu, and 7.5 minutes spent lagging. 160 items collected at a 216, time of 142.47. Wow, I underestimated how bad the timer would keep up. Oh man. Yeah, no, that was, interesting. Hammer Go mode is not something you usually see. It's such an important item for even just getting around the Dark World. Getting into the Dark World in most portals, in fact. So, you know what? If nothing else, this was different. Which we always like that. This is, of course, also where we say goodbye to YouTube. YouTube, it's Monday for you. Come back 2 days. There will be Fallout. Or Sunday, stick around for Sunday, and there will be, you know, more randomizer action. That's always fun.